want to model over after somebody and treat this as a profession, David Kushner is going to show you how to get funded and stay funded. Take it away, David.
Well, you owe me big time because you cut 5 minutes into my time. But no, I'm only kidding. Rory,
Happy holidays. Thank you.
Rory is the best person you'll ever and most honest person I've ever met in my life. So I
Thank you. Thank you, David.
he is unbelievable. Anyways, I don't want to cut into the next person's time, so I'm going to get started here, and I'm going to go through my presentation kind of quick because I want to get into a few things. So my name is David Kushner. I'm with Right Line Trading. I trade with the Money Flow Tracker system. This is our group. You probably already saw it, Robert. Roy probably showed you. Here's a disclaimer. Everything I talk about here today is for educational purpose only, and all trades that I show are my trades and trades that I've called out in the room. Okay, so my trading background. I've been trading for over close to 25 years now. I've traded stocks, options, futures, Forex for 12 years. I had an auto parts business that I started when I was 18 years old, and I had that business for 28 years before I sold it in 2005, and since then I've been a full-time trader. So, like most of you, you probably have a whole shelf full of trading systems that came with a lot of empty promises of helping you become a more profitable and more consistent trader, and came with also a big pair of boots that you put on because it's all a bunch of BS. All right. I have hard drives full of trading systems, books that don't mean anything. Okay. I was watching a webinar in a format sort of like this, and I saw Mark Sachs do a presentation on the money flow tracker. So I quickly realized that his methodology is not based around the same old indicators that everybody else teaches, but it's more based on mathematical modeling and triple and quadruple screen analysis. So now I only trade with institutional money flow. And from now on, when I'm doing my presentation, when I talk about money flow, it means institutional money flow. Okay. And it's made me much more profitable, much more consistent. And now I'm running over 74% win rate. Actually, for the year, I think we're up to 74% win rate. Okay. So I'm going to talk about the money flow tracker software, the high probability setups, the unbreakable rules, how I trade breakouts and sidestep losing trades, and how to pass evaluations and become a funded trader. So I'll get past this. So what do you need to create a trading success? Well, first of all, you need software that's going to give you a competitive edge over all other traders. The second thing you need is that edge to be tracking the direction of money flow. And like I said, institutional money flow. We don't want to trade with retail traders. We want to trade with the institutions. The third thing is etched in stone rules to follow. And everybody, and I noticed some people here from my trading room, they know that I'm really big on following the rules. Right? And this eliminates discretion, and it eliminates a lot of losing trades. And the fourth thing, which is the most important thing, is patience. Patience, discipline to let the trade set up. Okay, so I'm going to break down the system in detail, and I'm going to go a little quick, but let me show you a few trades that we've been taking every day. So here's a couple of option trades on GME, Costco, Fastly. Here's a 30-year bond trade. Now, Rory was just talking about the ultra bonds, and I'm going to see how it does, how the ultra bonds work for trading. The euro. Here's a nice trade on the euro. All right, so I don't need to show you a whole bunch of trades that I've made. I really want to get into the presentation, get into the software, and it's like, look, you're here because it's likely you have problems making money. Why is that? Because you don't have the proper tools to manage your trades. You overtrade, you revenge trade, you make impulsive decisions. The revenge trading and the overtrading is bad. all right? Believe me, I've done it plenty of times. I don't do it anymore, but you lack consistency. That's everybody's biggest problem. You trade with indicators that lag price. You don't have a proven mathematical trade methodology. And all this leads to growing trading accounts. So my commitment to you for coming to this webinar and listening is to bring this to an end, right? So why do 95 to 98% of traders, go broke, right? Because they use the same old things that everybody else uses and it doesn't work. Price action, MACD, Elliott wave, divergence, price patterns, Fibonacci. I can pull fib levels from all different areas and get something to line up. So Gann theory. None of these things have any future predictive properties. 1 second, please. Out. Come on, out. None of these things have any future predictive properties. Now, I'm not saying that our software has future predictive properties, but it gives you high probability setups and high probability trades. So Mark Sachs was the one that developed the software. He had over 15 plus years in the field of applied mathematics and allowed him to engineer this software that can radically change your trading performance. You've probably never seen a software like this before because it's totally unique. And we have over 500 traders that we trade together between the 3 trading rooms, shoulder to shoulder every morning. But before we get into the Money Flow Tracker software, I'd like to share with you some of my trade performance. Okay? I'm sorry for the dogs. Just 1 second. Out. Okay, I apologize. All right, so let me log into here. I use this program. It's called Edgewonk. It's an online trading journal. Download all my trades right from NinjaTrader through the performance report, and it brings all my trades right in here. It's like here are all my trades. Okay, it even puts the trade ID in here, the buys and the sells. It treats each one separately. Okay, so this month has been extremely difficult to trade. As you can see, we didn't trade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days already this month because the markets are choppy. But look what we've done on previous months, right? We've done, our best month was in August, 18,155. September was a little slow, and then we did great in October. We did really good in November, which is really weird because usually November is slow. And you know what? And we don't trade every day. Look what we did in July, $9,000. Look what July's was. I have to switch this to 22. No, I don't, sorry. Look what July's was. Look how many days we didn't trade. First of all, we didn't trade on July 4th. I was away on vacation from the 11th to the 17th, right? And we didn't trade on the 26th. So look, I'm not going to count July 4th because it's the weekend. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days we didn't trade in July, and we still did $9,000. Right? Let's look at another month. Look at June. I already know we did 9,000 in June too, but look at June. We didn't trade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. We didn't trade. We were here, but we didn't take any trades, and we still did $9,000. And if we would have taken trades on these days, they would have probably been losing days. And why is that? Because the Money Flow Tracker software, if the market is chopping or in a range, it will not give you setups. It trades when there's a trend, right? So it keeps you out of markets like we've had this month, December. I mean, it's been really choppy. We did good on Tuesday and Wednesday. We didn't trade Monday and we didn't trade today, and probably not tomorrow because of because it's the holiday week. Okay, but even though we didn't trade these many days, we're still up almost 4,000 for the month, right? So I don't want to spend that much time on that, but I really want to get into the presentation. But you could see, what I do, and actually there was one other thing that I wanted to show you on here. So if I go over here and I go to overall, so for the whole year, we're at 73% win rate. For the week, we're at 55, but we've only traded a couple days. But look at our profit factor is 2 to 1. For the whole year, it's 2 to 1. Right? That's where you want to be. You want to be trading 2 to 1. At a 73% win rate, we're doing very well this year, extremely well this year. So we've done, I think, $144,000 in profit this year. Okay, so what do the markets consist of? A lot of retail traders, the small marbles, and one big or more big institutional trader. So if we already know that retail traders lose money, right? Why would you want to trade with them? We only want to trade when the institutions are trading. So look, the money flow tracker software, it has 3 key metrics, and I'm going to go through these pretty quick. First of all, triple screen assessment of order flow, triple screen assessment of correlative markets, and triple screen assessment of the LIQUIDITY for momentum, right? So what do I mean by triple screen assessment? Basically, 3 time frame buy or 3 time frame sell, right? So our highest time frame and our charts are multiples of 3. We trade with Unirenko, so we're using range bars as our higher time frames. But you really want your higher, your mid, and your trading chart to all be in agreement. So I like to say 3 time frame buy or 3 time frame sell, right? So the first thing that moves price is triple screen assessment of order flow. So when I pull up this chart, first thing people think is, oh no, not these candles with all these numbers on the top, on the bottom, on the sides, inside, outside. There's no way your brain could possibly take all this information in and be able to make good trading decisions. So we went and we made it a little bit easier. So when I say triple screen assessment of order flow, it's triple screen assessment, higher time frame, mid time frame, trading time frame, right? But we show order flow differently, right? I'm going to pull up this chart, right? We show order flow by the outline of the candle. So this is looking at the delta of each candle, and if the delta is negative, it's going to paint it red. And if the delta is positive, it's going to paint it green. Now, what do I mean? Don't worry about what the delta is. If there's more buyers than sellers, it's going to be green. If there's more sellers than buyers, it's going to be red, period, right? So we display a lot of our values in these line type charts, these ribbon type charts. I don't know the proper name of it. I just like to call it the ribbon, right? So we show these, obviously when it's green, it's sloping up, obvious when it's red, it's sloping down, and if it's going yellow, it's sideways, right? So, and it looks at if their trading chart, this is the trading chart, is green, means that your other 2 time frames is also green, right? So the next thing that moves price is the assessment of momentum using the LIQUIDITY, and basically, and using our hybrid candles, right? So our hybrid candles are these candles. There's the wick inside the Renko bar. So you know what's going on as far as price in this bar. Nobody else has these type of candles, only right line trading, right? So when you see a wick, I want to try to find something. It's been really, the markets have been really slow and not really moving very quickly. But when you see, and I'll just find, and see, I won't be able to find. When you see a wick that is like right here, this candle closed, the wick opened here and closed. It never went back where this candle closed. Never went back where this candle closed. Never went back. Never. Now this candle here, breaking the higher time frame support, did go back. It had trouble getting through the support, and it actually ended up getting through. But you know, you're able to tell momentum by the wicks in the candles. See what I'm talking about? Acceleration, right? And now I'm going to talk about acceleration used the modified Laguerre. So the modified Laguerre is an oscillator, right? And what we did was we took all these oscillators, right? We could added an algorithm to them, and we developed the modified Laguerre. The modified Laguerre does not show divergence. It just shows the strength of trend, right? So again, we want the higher time frame, the mid time frame, and your trading time frame to all be in alignment. Okay, all be bullish or all be bearish. You know, and then what we did, we took all the percent Ks, right? And when they're sloping up, it'll be green, and we took the percent Ks, and when they're sloping down, it'll be yellow, right? So when you look at the modified Laguerre, which is on the bottom here, when this crosses below 20, this, oh, I went too far. This will turn red. And when it crosses above 20 and is sloping up, it will be lime green. And when it crosses above 80, it will be dark green. And when it crosses below 80 and is sloping down, it'll be orange, right? Once it's pinned at 100 or 0, you get the acceleration dots, right? That's for the momentum. You get the acceleration dots. Once it goes below 100, like here, we lost them. And then it came back and went above 100 and they came back. All right. So now let's talk about the quant lines. Okay. The quant lines are the third most powerful force that moves price. Okay. And our quant lines use our neural network, or AI, which is called now. It used to be called the neural network back in the days. Now it's called everything. Everything is AI, AI, all over the news, right? Well, we took 28 market components, and they're examined by our AI system for correlation. So if you see the euro is getting stronger against the US dollar, right? Wouldn't it be better to see the Great British Pound, the Japanese yen, the Australian dollar all going up at the same time? You know, this is one part of trading that people really, you know, don't pay much attention to, and it's super powerful, but they don't pay much attention to it. But we do. Why? Because rising tide floats all boats. And if you're looking at ES is going up, and NQ is going up, and RTY and YM are going up, wouldn't you like to see them all going at the same time? Do you want to see NQ dropping, RTY going up, YM going up, ES going down? There's no correlation there. Nobody's looking to go long the market or short the market, okay? But when you do have correlation and you do have everything lined up, okay, the quant lines are right here, the two lines. The bottom one is the long term, the top one is the short term. But when you see these are lined up, and it's been super choppy, so it's really hard to find anything right now. You know that you have correlation. You know that you have a good trend in place. You know, you can see here, right? This was right at the open. All the markets were going up. All right. So the next thing we did was say, you know what? If we add a fourth time frame, now we're going to call it quadruple screen assessment. So we added the C2 indicator. Now the C2 indicator looks like this. It's this stair-stepping line on top of the candles. Obviously green would be bullish and red would be bearish. But look at when you have this, okay, so here, this is the bearish scenario. So this was this morning at like 10 to 8, and you know, you got this trade here, which was an awesome trade. You know, if I was sitting here, I would have, if I was sitting here, I would have taken this trade, and it would have probably been, let's say, this candle, and this trade went, I would have been out here, 17 ticks. All right. So that's the C2 indicator. That means we have 4 time frames in agreement. Right? So we would take, let's say, 18 times 3 would be our 4th time frame. All right, so putting it all together is super, super easy. And we made it this way so anybody could learn to trade it. And if you follow the rules, you'll stay out of choppy, non-trending markets where you lose most of the time, and you'll only trade trending markets. Right? So here are the rules and here are the setups. First thing we need is a colored background, either green or dark pink. So we know we have 3 time frames in agreement. The next thing, we want 4 time frames in agreement. We need to have the C2 indicator. The next rule is the thick line, which is the trend line above the 15. We just call it the 15, right? Has to be above it. The fourth rule, if it pertains, is that when you run into if you have an obstruction like a pivot or a higher time frame support resistance or the VWAP, it has to break by 3/4 of the body of the candle, and then you must get a pullback candle. The fifth rule, the short-term and long-term quants have to be in agreement. The multiple time frame Laguerre has to be in agreement with the quants. And the modified Laguerre has to be in agreement with the multiple time frame Laguerre and the quants, right? And you have to have the modified Laguerre dots, right? The acceleration dots. And that's the setup. The next thing we do is we place an order to buy when the pullback candle is pulling back. So this trade here, exit when the 15 changes color on your second contract. That's 63 ticks on this trade for $630 per contract. Here's a trade I took on gold for 60 ticks. Here's a trade I took on CL, which I almost got stopped out up here when I got entered by a tick, but I didn't, and down it went for 55 ticks, a total on this trade, $650, right? So what does the money flow tracker give you? Clear and exact entries, clear and exact exits, and pre-built ATMs with all your targets pre-configured. So I'm going to show you how I trade breakouts, and I call it the pullback and go strategy. So this is a pivot, the shaded areas, higher time frame support. So here we're coming down, we have everything, the colored background, we have the acceleration dots, the C2, everything's lined up. Below, I do sometimes trade on orange, but I wait for red, right? But this isn't about an entry, I'm just talking about this is the setup. You must break by 3/4 of the candle. This is a third of a candle. This is a half a candle, let's say. This is 3/4. Then you have to get a pullback candle. And why? Why do I have to wait for a pullback candle? You ask. Because as this candle's pulling back, and it's pulling it back about halfway, right about here, that's when I'm going to set my order here. Sell on down close as it's pulling back and not before. Because what happens a lot of times is it goes up and it was just a head fake. So we never got in the trade and we sidestepped the losing trade. And we do it all the time. Today, no, we didn't, because we didn't have a setup even to place an order today. So it's been really tough. Anyways, here's a trade on RTY. Broke the pivot by 3/4 of the candle, got the pullback candle, placed the order, and then when she went. Another trade on crude oil. Here's 2 trades on the Canadian dollar. See, everything's lined up. Break the pivot, get the pullback candle, place the order. Right? So now we're going to talk a little bit about the money flow tracker order trader. So the money flow tracker order trader is exactly what it is. This is the chart for the auto trader. It's the same chart that I would trade if I was trading it manually. I don't know why these things get messed up sometimes. While I was trading it manually, right? So what would be the rules here? The same rules. The auto trader is going to look at the same rules as if you would be looking at trading it yourself. Right? So let's see. Here's a trade here. Right? This trade, and I'm going to take this off here. Okay, this trade here, you can see that we have the colored background, right? We have the C2 right here, stair-stepping line. We have the trend line above the 15, right? We have both quants in agreement. We have the multiple time frame Laguerre in agreement and the modified Laguerre in agreement. We have our acceleration dots here. Now this strategy does not look for a pullback. It takes the trade when 3/4 of a candle break. So once this candle closes, it will put an order right here, right? So if you look at this trade here, the entry would have been 1 tick above here, and this went up a total of 177 ticks. Our first profit target is 80 ticks. So our first profit target would have been taken out about right here, okay? About right here, and our stop goes to break even. And then it exits the trade when the 15 changes color to red. Right? So it follows the rules exactly the way you would follow them, except we only trade MNQ on this because the stops are fairly large and MNQ trends fairly well most of the time. And we're using a 24 Unorenko bar, so it's more of a swing trade, and that's why we call it the MNQ swing trade, right? If you watch this, you'll need a psychiatrist because NQ, it moves around and moves around and moves around, and that's why we're using a large bar size, because we have to use a larger bar size to make up for that volatility. All right, so here's a few trades that the auto trader took: 704 ticks, 665 ticks, 1,006. This was in this trade from 9:30 in the morning till 1 o'clock in the afternoon. 1,000 ticks. Here's another one. Took it right on the break, 792 ticks. And here's the equity curves for these years on that. Any questions? See, are your daily performance stats based on a few contracts or are you using trade copier? I'm copying across 6 accounts. Okay. They include the MNQ trades, but starting next year, I'm going to keep separate records on the MNQ auto trades and the separately. So, okay. So look, how do you pass the evaluations? Don't focus on the carrot. What did I say? Oh, don't focus on the carrot. Focus on the process. Don't worry about the carrot. It will come by itself. It's the process, right? Look, the challenges are really designed to make you fail because of the parameters they put in place. The trailing drawdown, how many trading days to pass. You know, people tend to take those things and really focus on those things instead of focusing on trading well. Because if you focus on just passing, right, you'll trade sloppy, you'll revenge trade, your impulse trade, you'll have a lot of stress. It's just not worth it. You know, I had a trader in the room. He said, I'm almost passed on 3 accounts. He says, I only have about another $200 to go. You know, he says, I don't want to have to pay for another month and then pass, 3 or 4 days into the month. I said, take it slow. And he ended up blowing the accounts before he passed because he didn't want to pay $30. This is being recorded, Lewis. Lewis is in my trade room anyway. This is a marathon, not a sprint, right? These trading firms, they don't really want people that can't pass the evaluations. They want people that can pass so they can make money off your trading, right? Okay, so this is my process. My max risk per trade is 10% of my drawdown. Look, everybody thinks, oh, I've got $50,000 accounts. No, you don't. You have $2,500 accounts because you're trading your drawdown. If you never looked at it this way, you should look at it this way. You're not trading 50,000, you're trading 2,500, right? And your max risk on any trade should not be more than 10% of your drawdown, right? Why? Because if you're trading 2 to 1, you only have to be right 40% of the time to be profitable. If you're trading 1 to 1, you have to be right 60% of the time to be profitable, right? We're trading basically 2 to 1, and we're 73% profitable, right? And if you're 4 to 1, 3 to 1, you're awesome. You should get a star for being that. This is how you do it. This is how you make money, right? And rather than avoid risk, take intelligent risk. It will give you that competitive edge. If you trade well and take your setups, right? And don't do stupid revenge trades and don't do trades that don't qualify as a setup, you'll do fine. It's the people that change the system. They want things to be better. They add things to it. If the system works fine. I've been trading it for almost 3 years now. It works fine. It takes losing trades just like every system takes losing trades, but it takes far more winning trades than losing trades. All right. So what is trading success? It equals financial freedom. You have no financial pressure. You work from home. You have no boss. You have no commute. And you take the advantages of being a full-time trader. If you don't want to trade one day, you don't have to. If the markets are choppy, low volume like they've been today, you don't have to push that button to buy or sell. Wait for the easy days, the trending days to trade. It makes it so much easier and less stressful. So look, now the money flow tracker methodology is available to small retail trader. So look, I showed you my trade journal. I showed you the software. I could show you some setups. You have two choices. If you're making money and you're doing well, then God bless you and continue on what you're doing. But if you're here, I would say you're probably not. If you're making money, maybe you're not as consistent as you'd like to be. Maybe you're taking more losses than you should. Maybe you're, trading too much and making your broker rich with commissions. We don't take a ton of trades a day, but we take enough, right? So you could take action today, and join the thousands of traders that work four hours plus or minus from home, right? So the money flow tracker system, benefits and features, easy to learn. We give you all the templates and everything. It's perfect for beginners. It's perfect for any account size. You can trade futures, forex, stocks, and options with it. So this isn't going to. So for the first 10 traders that come aboard, we put together a special package for this webinar presentation. You'll get the market scanner, which is a $9.99 value. Here's my market scanner. Okay, so we trade certain instruments on certain bar sizes. So like on CL, we would look at 2510, it's telling us it's flat. It's telling us gold is flat. It's telling us NG is flat. On ES, we trade a 248. So I don't think I have a chart of ES here because I don't trade ES. YM, we trade a 41020. It's telling us it's flat. But RTY is saying we might have a trade. And what do we have on RTY right now? We have a green background. We have the quants, the Laguerre, the modified Laguerre, all in alignment, right? But we have pivots and higher time frame resistance areas here. So, so we're not going to wouldn't take a trade on this. First of all, the volume is only 180 for the last minute, very low volume. We like to trade when it's 300-400 minimum, right? So there's really not a lot of volume here. And you can see the wicks inside the candles, pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back. What is this telling you? There's not really a whole lot of momentum here either. So this is the market analyzer. You get that. You'll get the NDT, which is our trading platform, our trading execution platform. Is a $14.99 value, and this is what I mean when you say buy on up close or sell on down close, or close on down close or close on up close. This is where your ATMs are. This is where you set up your account. So you'll get that. You'll get the Masterclass series of futures, forex, stocks, and options, right? You'll get 1 month in my trading room. So here's our offer we're doing. So we're doing 55% off, and the code is, what was the code? 55 off, right? I believe. No, 55% off. I forgot, Rory, what did you tell me the code was going to be? 50. Let's see.
It's save, David, it's save 55%.
It's just 55. It's save 55%. That's it.
That's it.
Okay. So you use the coupon, the code save 55%, and you'll get 55% off. Okay. Same thing like Rory said before. It's the same deal. It's the same. It's just different program, different type of trading. You're going to get it for the whole year for $13.48. That's just like a little over $100 a month. I mean, I can't believe we're doing this sale, but that's like a little over $100 a month. You see what I've done? I showed you, what I've done in my monthly reports. Even this month, which has been really slow, and it's not even over yet, right? But even last month, we did 14,453. you know, and if I click here, it shows you what we did each week. So, you know, if it's $100 a month, if you want to do a quarterly, it's save $500, is $7.97. If you want to do a monthly, it's save $200 is $3.97. And you'll get, for being the first 10, you'll get the auto trader as part of your package. There's a $29.97 value. You'll get the NDT. You get the market scanner. You get 1 month in my room. You get all the training tutorials and everything, and you'll get your software installed by Charles. And as an extra bonus, we're going to give you the minute templates also. Okay, you get the minute templates for the money flow tracker. So here's my commitment: is when you subscribe to money flow tracker software, is to help you become a successful trader. Remember, if you're not successful, it's not your fault. All right, you're not successful, it's not your fault. You're just not using the right tools. It's like trying to pound a nail with a screwdriver. Eventually you'll get it in, but it won't be really secure. Then if you hit it with a hammer a few times, you'll know it'll be in and totally secure. You know, the money flow tracker is totally unique, and it gives you the edge to trade with institutional order flow. So again, my commitment to you is teach you not how to read the setups. I could teach a 5-year-old how to read the setups, honestly, but it's to help you develop that mental mindset you must have in order to achieve financial independence. It's not about just reading setups. There's more to it. You have to have that mindset in order to be successful. So I believe Lori, did you put you put the coupon code. Here's the link, is in the chat, just like Rory showed you before. Okay, you would go to trading systems. Oh, this is actually he put the link to my page. Okay, so here's the page. Okay, you scroll down to the bottom, you know, just like he did, this and that, and sign up for the annual. This is not correct here, but unless you want to pay $19.97. Okay, and you would use the same save 55%. Take it, save 55%. Apply the coupon applied, and look, it tells you everything you're getting, $13.48 for the whole year, and you'll renew at $13.48. Sam, you'll be getting the software. Everything I showed you, you will be getting as part of your package. Chuck says this is a little misleading. You mentioned moving. You should. Okay. What I'm doing is, instead of combining it all together, I'm going to keep a journal just for the money flow tracker auto trader. Okay. I'm going to keep a separate journal just for auto trades, and a separate journal just for the trades that we take in the room. Okay, so that I can keep track of, I could technically keep track of them in one journal, but it would be better for me to keep track of them in 2 separate ones. First of all, I trade the auto traders on separate accounts than I do my discretionary trading. All right. All right. So if you prefer, put your name and your phone number in the questions box. If you'd like to, when you'd like to, you know, if you'd like to talk to either Rory or myself or one of us before you purchase, you can just put your name and your phone number in the questions box, and Rory or somebody will give you a call. So Gordon's asking, did the auto taker take trades when you didn't take any manual? There are lots of times where I'll be long MNQ on an auto trade, and then I'll get a setup on NQ. right? And I'll take both trades because they're two different setups. So, and that's why I want to keep them separate. Otherwise, every auto trade I take, everything I have to go into every single trade, every single entry and exit, and change it every single time. It's easier for me to go through my trade performance and do separate reports for each one. It doesn't matter whether they're all on one, on separate ones. I could combine them if I wanted to. Okay, so when I show people my results that I've done here, all I need to do is go here and say, all right, I want to do my MNQ swing trade. My MX, this is not ending here, for last year. So it doesn't really matter, but that's the way I want to do it. And I feel that's the best way that it will be for myself. Okay. All right. So look, it's a well-known fact that 95 to 98% of swing day and swing traders lose money. Okay, these are retail traders. They just take their money and throw it in the toilet because most of the time that's where they end, right? But not our traders. Why? Because these, if the retail traders are losing money, somebody's taking it from them. Could be some other retail traders, but most likely it's institutional traders. Right? Because they have the money and they have the wherewithal to be able to move the market in certain directions quickly and grab orders and go the other way. Okay, that's what they do. But our traders don't, because we trade with institutional money flow. Sam, you can use it to swing trade. We have lots of people that still work from home, still have jobs, and they go, and what they do is they turn the swing trader on. There's settings. You can set it to go on at 9:30 in the morning, right? You can set it to go on at 9:30 in the morning, and it'll turn itself on at 9:30. So they turn it on. They turn it on before they leave for work. And for instance, here is and they come home on this day, which was the 14th of December, right? And come home and say, you know what? It took the trade here. It exited on the line change. It made $234, 234 total ticks, but add 80 ticks to the from the first profit target is 314 ticks. Okay? And then you could set up, the auto trader can also set up your max loss and your max target for the day. So if you had a trade, this was last evening, but if you had a trade and you're up, and say you took a loss on one and your max loss for the day was 500 and your max target for the day was 1,000, which would give you 2 to 1, then it will turn off when either one is hit. And the new version, and we have some other things where you can set trails and all that other stuff. So yeah, there's people that just trade with the auto trader. So again, say 55, the percent sign, you'll get 55% off the first and the second year, right? That's a hell of a deal. That's a great deal, to be honest with you. If you want to do quarterly, you can do quarterly. You'll get $500 off, or $200 we're giving off on the monthly. Now this expires on December 25th. Okay, and you won't get the bonuses after December 25th. So, and this is only for the first 10 that order today, right? If you wait till after December 25th, you won't get these bonuses. All right, let's see what else. And you'll get the template. So, this is a video that has a ton of, a bunch of, what do you call it? Testimonials on it. So Mark taught this woman how to trade. She didn't know anything about trading. She didn't know anything about what a tick was, what an entry trader, what an NQ was, what this was, or what that was. Nothing, zero. And Mark said to her, he taught her everything, right? and she didn't need to know everything, right? And now she's a six-figure trader, and she doesn't trade every day either because she trades with the money flow tracker, right? So I'm just going to go through this testimonial a little bit. This was from a guy that came to me and said, I'm the world's worst trader. I'm actually thinking about quitting trading. I can't do it. I have no patience. I have this. I can't. Well, now the guy is trading 7 accounts at Apex and 7 accounts at Blue Knox. And he said to me, the money flow tracker software, along with my methodology and rules, allows him to act like a robot and eliminate guesswork or emotions from his trading, right? I showed you the NDT. So now when he sees a trade, right, he just pushes the button. Every day it's simple. See the setup, push the button. See the setup, push the button, right? And it's really as easy as that, you know? Obviously, if you see a setup like here, right, you're not going to push the button here, right, because you have a pivot in the way or you have higher time frame support or resistance in the way, right? You're not going to trade into those areas because you already know that those areas are not good areas to trade into. They are really, really super levels to be cautious with because they do bounce off them quite a bit. We see it every day in the room. All right, so again, it's $13.48 for the whole year and next year with coupon code SAVE 55%. You'll get all the bonuses. The coupon expires on the 25th. You'll get the extra templates. Again, if you want us to give you a call, if you prefer a phone call, just put your name and your phone number in the questions box, and we'd be happy to give you a call. You can ask as many questions as you want. But I'm about 5 minutes over that Rory took from me from before. So I want to thank you for attending and listening to my webinar. I hope you found it informative, learned something. Love to see everybody in my trading room. And besides all the people that are here from my trading room, thank you for coming. I appreciate the support. And that's pretty much, thank
Thank you,
you.
Dave. Thank you, David. Great presentation.
You're welcome. All right, Rory, I stayed on my timeline.
Thank you. Thank you.
All
You
right,
started.
everybody have a great holiday. Have a great, a great New Year's 2024. We're going to kick more butt than we did in 2023. Either way, if the market's going to rally, we're going to get in it. If the market's going to fall, we hope. If it falls, we'll make a lot more money because markets go down quicker than they go up. Okay? Take care. And it's all yours, Rory.
Okay. Thank you. Great presentation. Thanks a lot, Dave.